what's up? What's up out there, fellow baseball fans? We have officially entered the start of the hot stove season. The World Series has ended. Congratulations to the world champion Texas Rangers. They put a beat down on Arizona, won 4-1 for their first ever World Championship. So congratulations to the Texas Rangers. And it's fitting. I was watching the little song and the little graphics up there, and it said it's out of here. Well, the 2023 season is now officially out of here. So we've entered the off season. So Dave, we got some. I know the postseason's over and the action on the field is over, but we're entering some interesting times here in Major League Baseball.
Hey, Joe, what's going on? I know baseball's officially over now. It's crazy. The 2023 season is done. And like you just said, congratulations to the Texas Rangers, the World Series champions. Won it in 5. Yeah, I agree. And now it's hot stove time, Joe. Now it's time. The fun begins. Now the fun begins.
The fun and for some teams, a little bit of stress. I mean, you look at the teams out there that have, you look at some of these teams that have free agents, particularly our team, the Philadelphia Phillies. I mean, you got, Aaron Nola, free agent. He's probably the number one. Then you have the question of, hey, is Rhys Hoskins coming back? Is Bryce Harper going to play first? It's funny, too. Nola and Hoskins are both the longest tenured Phillies on the franchise. They both, Nola, I believe, came up in 2015, and Hoskins came up in 2017, I believe. I think it was 2017 he came up.
I think you're right, yeah.
And he bashed all those home runs, and you're talking about two leaders, two clubhouse leaders. I know not only for what they do on the field, but these guys. I know I was reading something where Nola plays a big role into getting all the pitchers together, and of course it's well known that Rhys Hoskins is one of the clubhouse leaders. I mean, you saw it this year. Even with him not playing, he was, he was a part of the clubhouse, and the guys love him. So no matter how you slice it, on the field they're going to miss these guys, but off the field, with relationships and stuff, those could be two big losses for the Philadelphia Phillies.
I totally agree, Joe. I mean, I think losing Nola could be a huge loss for them because with that Wheeler-Nola combination that we're used to, it will be a little different if he's not there this year. I heard the Phillies did offer him a deal, but I don't know if he's going to take it or not because I saw 3 teams that are actually fits for him, and one being the Cardinals, the Giants, and of course the Phillies. So I don't know where he's going to go, Joe. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with Aaron Nola. I really am.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is a smoke screen or if it's a real legit rumor, but there's I believe Sports Illustrated had a report saying that if Nola leaves, the Phillies are going to look at Blake Snell or Blake Snell. Now, Blake Snell, he's a finalist for the Cy Young Award. He pitched to a 2.94 ERA. And here's a little tidbit about Blake Snell. He's actually buddies with Bryce Harper.
I heard that. Yeah, I heard those two are pretty close. Yeah, I mean, didn't Snell like didn't he throw it at him not too long ago?
Well, yes, it's actually funny you said that. Last year when Harper broke his wrist, I believe it was his wrist, it was Snell, ironically, that hit him, which obviously they're tight. Obviously it was an accident, you know what I mean? Right. But yeah, that was one of the quote unquote kind of funny things about that situation was they're actually buddies.
Yeah, with Snell, actually, I wouldn't mind Snell coming to Philadelphia. I'd be okay with that. But I'm reading his thing here, and there's actually the potential fist are saying is Cardinals, Dodgers, Padres. So I don't know if the Phillies going to do anything or not, but we'll see what happens there, Joe.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess, this time of year, there's so much speculation. I mean, a lot of it depends. Of course, I think the Phillies would probably love to keep Nola, but I know I was listening to WIP today, and Howard Eskin was on. He said that the rumored starting point on Nola negotiations. Now, again, this can change because it depends on other teams, but supposedly it's 7 years, $30 million per.
Wow.
Now, I like Aaron Nola, and I don't want to lose him, but I got to be a little honest. I mean, $30 million a year for Aaron Nola is kind of. I know he's probably going to get it because that's the market, but I don't really think he's worthy of a $30 million pitcher, to be quite honest with you. I mean,
I think you're right, Joe. I have to agree with that. Absolutely.
$30 million a year. I mean, to me, a $30 million a year guy, that's a Garrett Cole. That's a, that's a Verlander in his prime. You know what I mean? That's a who's the guy that Texas just signed that was hurt?
DeGrom?
That's DeGrom if he didn't get hurt all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like they're like you're talking guys that are like unhittable. Aaron Nola. But the one thing that Nola does give you, Nola gives you a lot of innings. He's an innings eater. He's consistent. He's very rare. He's never hurt.
No.
You were talking about the Phillies possibly getting Blake Snell. One of the knocks on Snell is Snell had a great year this year, and he's also won another Cy Young. But Snell doesn't pitch a ton of innings. A lot of times Snell's out of there in like 5.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, Nola's pretty much the same. I mean, Nola, on a good day, Nola gives you 7.
Right.
But my thing is going back to the Rhys Hoskins things that you were saying that earlier. Does that all go depend on Bryce Harper, the Rhys Hoskins deal? What do you think?
It does, and it's a shame because supposedly Harper and Rhys are pretty tight, and it's a shame because if Rhys doesn't come back, a lot of people are going to speculate, that's because Bryce wanted to play first. You know what I mean? But I mean, it is, that's one of those situations. I mean, it is what it is. But so we'll see what happens there. But how about that?
Didn't I hear today that the Phillies actually signed 2 pitchers from Tampa Bay? Did I get that right?
Yeah, they traded for one.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have. They're nobody well known. I mean, it's pretty much like kind of like low end type prospect guys.
Right, that's what I thought it was. Yeah, I wasn't sure exactly what the deal was there, but I happened to see that the Phillies actually signed 2 pitchers that were from Tampa. That's all I read. I didn't see the whole thing about it.
Yeah, I think that's like lottery. Yeah, here it is right here. It's got the Phillies claimed Josh Fleming off waivers, and they acquired a pitcher, Michael Mercado, from the Braves. I mean, from the Rays. Excuse me.
Rays, right?
So I mean, hey, listen. I'll tell you what. If you want to grab some pitchers, if you want to grab prospects and pitchers from a team, the Tampa Bay Rays are one of the teams that you actually want to try to get some guys from, because the Rays have been very good at developing guys. And, if you're going to take a lottery ticket on a guy with a good arm, why not do it from Tampa Bay? Because a lot of their guys do pan out.
Oh, I totally agree, because Tampa always have good pitching normally.
They do, and they have good minor league systems. So.
Sure, yeah, they do, yeah. But my question is, Joe, where does Shohei Ohtani land? That's what I want to know.
So I'm going to I'm going to predict the Dodgers. I think there's this is 2 years in a row the Dodgers have had extremely disappointing playoff. Basically the Dodgers won 100 games the last 2 years, and the playoffs were basically a rumor for them.
Yeah, they win the West every single year, and every time they just don't go as far as they want to. Yeah,
the playoffs were basically a rumor. I mean, they were in and out of there mad quick. So,
kind of like Baltimore, same situation.
Yeah. So, but I'm seeing Ohtani. I think the Dodgers spend some serious coin this offseason. They want to advance in the playoffs, and what better way to do that than to get Ohtani? Well,
it's funny because we've been saying Ohtani's an LA guy. He likes warm weather, so I can't argue on that, Joe. I think either he stays with the Angels, which I don't think is going to happen.
No,
or he goes to the Dodgers. But I can't see him going to the Mets, Joe. I really can't. I don't know why the Mets are on the list, but I don't see that.
The Mets are going to be on everybody's list for everybody because they have Cohen as the owner.
This is true.
So basically, and the Mets, the Mets are, I mean, they're in shambles right now. So,
right.
What better way to excite a fan base than to make a signing like that?
Are the Giants a possibility too, Joe? What do you think?
Well, I mean, Giants are on the West Coast, and the Giants have.
That's why I asked that question, because I was, him in the West Coast.
Giants wouldn't shock me. I mean, Giants, Dodgers. actually, let's take it back a little bit. Giants almost signed Aaron Judge last year. So
I heard, yeah, they were close. Yeah, that's true. Good point. I forgot about that. Yeah.
So based off of that, if they're they're already playing they're already playing with the big boys. If they were going to offer Judge all that money, why wouldn't they offer Shohei more money? You know what I mean?
Great point. Great point.
So
yep.
And if nothing else, it would behoove the Giants to at least get into the negotiations, because it drives. If say Ohtani does go to the Dodgers, if the Giants are involved, it drives the price up a little bit on their rival.
No doubt.
So
yeah,
you know what I mean. Even if they're in it just to break some balls, maybe it forces the Dodgers to pay an extra, say, $2-3 million a year. You know what I mean?
I mean, I wouldn't. It wouldn't shock me in the least if he went to the Mets, though. It really wouldn't, because the Mets are known to pay guys like that.
Yeah, I hear you. I would be a little surprised, because I think that, I know Cohen has tons of money, but it's not like Cohen's the only guy with money. So I feel like the offers will all be pretty comparable. And if I'm Ohtani, Ohtani's already a West Coast guy. It would put him closer to his homeland. And and let's be honest, all things equal, the Dodgers are a lot closer. Dodgers and even Giants are closer to winning right now than the Mets are.
This is true. Good point.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, but money does talk, Joe. I mean,
no, but that's my point, though. I feel like the money's going to be comparable. They all have the money to offer him what he wants.
Sure.
Like the only way I think the Mets get him is if Cohen outbids these teams like crazy. But then the Dodgers got money too, and so what I mean. It's not like the Dodgers. It's not like the Dodgers can't up their bid. I mean, look at what the Dodgers are worth. They're one of the most. They're one of the highest rated. They're one of the highest lucrative franchises in all sports as well.
Yeah, this is true. Absolutely, I totally agree with that. Yeah.
Now we were talking about the Giants. Now the Giants have a lot of money, but I don't think the Giants don't quite have the same money that the Dodgers and the Mets do. So I think
no. If anything, like you said, probably the Dodgers would be a big fit for him. I mean, I could see him going to LA. I mean, staying in LA, but going to the Dodgers instead of the Angels.
Exactly. We got a Paul Spencer with a comment. He says, "Happy the Braves have all major everyone signed for next year. Only Rosario and Pilar are not signed among big players. They want some guy named Stroham or some dude named Waka."
Okay, I've heard of Waka. I don't know, but Stroham I haven't heard of. I don't know who he is.
I think he means Marcus Stroman.
Stroman, yeah, that's probably where he's going with. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Braves could use. I mean, they do have Max Fried. They do, of course, have what's his face? The right hand Strider.
Yeah, Max Strider. Yeah.
Yeah, they do have those two guys frontlining. I believe they made an offer to Charlie Morton, but Charlie Morton's getting a little old. He is getting older. I agree. The Braves could use another star.
How about Sonny Gray, Joe?
What's that?
How about Sonny Gray going to the Braves? What do you think about that?
Wouldn't shock me. Or isn't he on the list for them?
Yes, he is. Yep.
I could see that. I could see Sonny Gray there, because Sonny Gray, he would make some sense for them, because he's 34, so he's got a little age on him. But Sonny Gray isn't going to get the 6-7 year contract. Sonny Gray, you could sign him to maybe like a high dollar 2 to 3 year deal. And that might make more sense for a team like Atlanta, because Atlanta doesn't quite have this deep of pockets as some of these other teams.
But Atlanta's got a good farm system, Joe. That's for sure.
Exactly. But if you slotted a Sonny Gray right behind Fried and Strider, for the postseason, that would make a big difference. Because look at the series versus Philadelphia. I mean, you had Strider in 1, Fried in 2. They both were good.
Yeah.
But game three. I mean, you had Strider in 4 too. Now Atlanta actually caught a break because of the off days, because otherwise they would have their third star. Who the hell was their third
I
starter?
don't remember who the third starter was. Off the top of
Elder?
my head.
Didn't they have some guy named Elder? I think it
It
was.
might have been Elder. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think it was Strider, Freed, Elder. That's what it was.
Okay. Now he's okay.
Because they didn't have Morton. Morton was hurt.
Right. But even Morton, I mean, Morton's a solid. I feel like Morton's like a number 4 starter nowadays.
Yeah.
He's getting kind of old. You know what I mean? So a guy like Sonny Gray could make a huge difference in Atlanta's postseason rotation. And
he had a good year. He had a very good year with the Twins this year. You know.
Right. And to be honest, I mean, if you slotted Gray in Game 3, maybe they get past the Phillies.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
this
what I mean?
Is true. Yeah, I could see. I mean, I could see Sonny Gray going to the Braves.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me.
Nope. Not at all.
Here's some of these. So some of these other free agents. There's a Japanese kid, Yamamoto. Is that his name?
Yeah. I love his name, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Yes.
So he's only 25 years old. You know, he's gonna. I mean, people are saying that he could jump in to be a number 1 or a number 2 in a big league league.
And right now they're saying Dodgers, Mets, or Red Sox are kind of a fits for him. So we'll see what happens there.
Wow, look at Adam Glenn says if the Phillies don't sign Nola, he will sign with the Braves. Ooh. I don't know if I see. I don't know if I see that, Adam. I can't see
Nola going to Atlanta.
I mean, I hope not, but
I keep saying he's going to go to his brother in San Diego, but I don't know. I mean,
that wouldn't shock me.
No, not at all.
Well, what do you
if he went to Atlanta, I'd be really shocked. That'd be huge. That'd be for them. It would anyway.
Well, what do you think? I mean, if the Phillies lost Nola now that they're saying the Phillies might go after Blake Snell. But what do you think of this What do you think of this Japanese kid? They say the Dodgers, Mets, and Red Sox.
Red Sox. Mm-hmm. I don't think the Phillies could afford him. To be honest with you,
Phillies could afford anybody, bro.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Big John.
Hey, if that was the case, they'd sign Nola.
Huh?
If that was the case, then they would give Nola what he wants.
Not necessarily, though. I mean, I think do you think the Nola thing's necessarily the money, or do you think it's they don't know if he has they like him, but they don't think he's valuable at $30 million?
I think they like him, but they don't want to pay him.
Yeah, but I don't
think they want to pay him what he wants. Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying though, I don't think it's a money issue. What I mean is, I think it's we love Aaron Nola, but he had a 4.56 ERA last year, and we don't think he's worth it.
But we love you because you've been here this long. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I can see that.
I got a comment here. Eileen C., how are my baseball fans doing tonight? Hi, Eileen. We're doing.
Hi, Eileen. We're doing just fine. How are you?
Well, she can't be doing too great in the sense that her football team, the Jets. I mean, oh my gosh, they are so frustrating. I got to admit, because dude, I mean, I have Jets tickets, so I root for the Jets. Not like the Eagles, but I mean, I'd like to see the Jets do well, and it drives me insane that the Jets have this elite level defense, and meanwhile, they shut Justin Herbert completely down.
They did,
and they keep throwing Zach Wilson out there, and Zach Wilson, pardon my French, he sucks, man. He sucks.
He cannot get that offense going, Joe. What is up with him? I couldn't get it. I mean,
he's hot garbage. I mean, if I'm one of their defensive players, I'm like, Jesus, dude, what do we got to do? Do we have to score too? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. I feel like it's almost like watching the 91 Eagles when they were trotting like Brad Gable out there. The defense was like kicking everybody's ass.
But Jets defense is very good, no doubt. It's a very good team.
It's very good. But
I agree.
All right, so we'll move on here. I'm free agent list here. I got Cody Bellinger, center fielder, first base. He's 28 years old.
Yeah, Cody's he's a free. He always had a 1 year deal with the Cubs this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, the potential fits is staying in Chicago with the Cubs, going to the Giants, or I'll tell you, here's the perfect fit for Cody Bellinger, in my opinion. New York Yankees.
You think so?
New York Yankees play left-handed power hitter. with that short porch in right field. Cody, and here's another one too. Cody Bellinger either batting after Judge. Boy, I'll tell you, he might be some Judge protection.
That's scary that you should say that, Joe. It really is. If you think about it, Judge and Brett Bellinger. Wow, that's crazy.
I think if I'm running the Yankees, that's one of the guys I'm going for, because they don't really have any left-handed pop. I mean, all their props from the right side. You got Judge, and then Stanton. Stanton's kind of going.
I like Stanton. I'm a Stanton guy. I like Stanton.
Well, you Yankees fans don't like Stanton too much right now. He's been a major disappointment.
Well, this year he was, but I mean, no, he's actually not bad, Joe. You think about it.
No. Listen, hey, he's had years where he's hit like 37 and 40 homers, even with the Yankees. I mean, but last year was a bad year. All right,
I can see Cody go to the Yankees or the Giants, one or the other. I don't know if he'll stay in Chicago though.
I don't think he stays in Chicago.
No.
Aaron Nola, I'm saying he leaves. Potential fits. What was it? I don't have that.
Cardinals, Giants, or Phils.
I think
I could see him go to St. Louis. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, I'd really like to keep him, but I think he's gone. Honestly, I'm going to be. If Aaron Nola stays, I'm going to be really surprised.
Surprised? Yeah, I will be too. Honestly, but I mean, I think the Cardinals would be a good fit for him. They could use they can start starting pitching out there.
Yeah, we got to. Let's touch on a couple more before we close out of here. Josh Hader, the best closer on the market. Potential fits. I got Angels. I don't see that. What the hell do the Angels need a closer for? They blow.
This is true.
Phillies or possibly the world champion Rangers.
I could see him going to the Texas Rangers.
I could too. I could actually see the Phillies getting him. Although listening to Dombrowski talk when he was interviewed last week, to me it sounded like they weren't going to go all in on a guy like Hader. That they're going to do like a Kimbrel type guy and then do by committee. You have Dominguez. I think he's going to bank on like Dominguez having a better year. You got Alvarado. You got Hoffman. They may want to try in higher leverage situations. And even that kid Kerkering, they might try to trust him a little bit more.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about Kerkering. He's young kid. You know. Do you think? I mean, is Alvarado going to be the closer, Joe? I mean, would that be the case?
I don't think so. I think they like to use Alvarado as, hey, we're in a tight spot. Put Alvarado in.
Is Kimbrel gone, Joe?
Oh God, yeah. I don't. Okay. You know what? And it's a shame because, listen, I know Kimbrel came up really small in the playoffs, but in all fairness, with Dominguez being hurt and not effective, Kimbrel pitched way more innings than they intended him to pitch this year. I think that, not to make excuses for the guy, but he is getting a little long of tooth. And I think that the innings caught up to him, and I think that it was a little unfortunate as to what happened to him. He didn't have a bad year. Yeah,
he didn't have a bad season. No, not at all.
Yeah, here's a comment. Adam Popple says, I think they will do bullpen by committee. Alvarado, Soto, Dominguez, maybe Hoffman. Yeah, I agree with Adam. I think that's exactly what they're going to do.
I think he's right. Yeah,
and they may add one veteran. They may add one veteran guy, like another remember like last year it was Kimbrel. The year before it was Knable. Kimbrel.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about Knable.
Kimbrel panned out. Kimbrel panned out, except for the playoff, except for the Arizona series, unfortunately.
Right. Game 4.
But I mean, in all seriousness, for a 1 year, $10 million contract, take the playoffs out of it, which is hard to do. Kimbrel actually was a good signing.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I think I can see Josh Hader actually coming to the Phils too. I could see them doing that. That wouldn't be a bad thing.
All right, let's go over a couple more because I know are you guys have the Cowboys show coming up in a few minutes, right?
I think so.
Okay.
As far as I know. I thought it was tomorrow, but okay.
Well, I don't know. something coming on soon.
Okay.
Oh, it's not the Cowboy Show. I'm sorry. Well, it's something else. Okay. All right. So here's
what is
another.
it? I have no idea.
All right. Here's another one. Jordan Montgomery,
Mhm.
30-year-old pitcher, had a great year. He excelled with the Rangers, going 4-2 with a 2.79 ERA and 11 starts. Potential fits: Cardinals, Cubs, Rangers.
I could see him going to the Cubs. That actually would be a bad fit for him.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? Maybe he pitches the Cubs into the playoffs because they could use another pitcher.
Sure, that's exactly. Yep. Mhm.
I got J.D. Martinez, DH. He's a little long of tooth. He's 36 years old. Had a great year with the Dodgers. 33 homers, 101 RBIs, 893 OPS. Potential fits: Angels, Dodgers, Mets.
Ooh, JD Martinez.
Mets I don't see, because if the
No.
Mets unless the Mets did make a big splash in free agency, because the Mets are kind of like in a little retool. I don't think you want to sign a 36-year-old guy to retool.
I agree. Nah, I don't think the Mets are a good fit for him, to be honest with you.
Here's another guy. We got Matt Chapman.
Okay.
Kind of had an off year last year. Only hit 17 home runs.
Mhm.
Blue Jays, Dodgers, Yankees are fits for Chapman.
Interesting.
I think he stays in Toronto.
I was just going to say, I think the Blue Jays. I was just thinking that, yeah, I think Blue Jays were a good fit. Actually, he stays there. He's not going anywhere.
Jorge Soler, outfielder, designated hitter, had a great year with the Marlins. 31-year-old, one of the best premier power bats. Potential fits are the Cubs, Marlins, or Orioles. You know, I'm going with Baltimore. I think
Baltimore too. Yeah. Actually, I was. You were just saying that. I was thinking Lawrence Gurriel Jr. Yeah, he's actually a free agent this year too.
Okay.
And they're saying potential fits: Braves, D-backs, or Yankees. I think he stays in Arizona. To be honest with you, that's just me.
Here's one: Eduardo Rodriguez, Detroit Tiger pitcher. He pitched with the Red Sox a few years ago. His hang on one second. His Adam Papa with a comment on Montgomery says Montgomery is a little risky. Yeah, it's small sample size. Yeah, that's true. I mean, and he has injury history too.
Who's that, Montgomery? Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, let's get one more here before we
wrap it up
here. Eduardo Rodriguez, 31-year-old, like I said, former Tiger, pitched for the Red Sox. I'm going to make a prediction right here.
I want to hear this.
if the Phillies don't bring back Nola, it would, because David Dombrowski has history with Rodriguez. If the Phillies don't re-sign Nola, I say Rodriguez comes to Philadelphia.
Well, his potential fits are Padres, Yankees, White Sox. So
that doesn't
mean anything. I'm just saying it could come to Philly. Sure, why not?
It would not surprise me at all. Now Rodriguez has had some injury history. Rodriguez had some injury history in the past, so that that may be a little bit of a maybe of
a red light there, Joe.
It could be. It could be a red light. Yeah, it could be. And I'll tell you what, before we get out of here, if you have injury history, here's the guy to call. Anybody with injury problems, make sure you call my man Jason Fine, aka Attorney Big Al. Motor vehicle accident, slip and fall, workers' compensation, or personal injury claims. He's got 3 offices throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey, 1 in Philadelphia, PA, 1 in Cherry Hill, and 1 in Pittsburgh. So if you're in the area and you got injury problems, make sure you call Big Al. And we were naming some of these teams, that need some help, like the New York Mets. I mean, no offense.
They need help.
No offense to my man, the Bat Fry, Ken Fry,
my partner.
And no offense to Mets fans out there, but you guys had a really shitty year. And if you wanted to stay up and watch them, you might have needed some coffee. Well, if you want to have some great coffee, make sure you check out Monkey's Cold Coffee. You could use the promo code OOTBS Sports. at monkeycallcoffee.com. So if you got a trash baseball team out there, or just if you like coffee, give them a call.
Go for it.
So Dave, before we get out, because I think we're going to hop on. I mean, obviously this is the last show of the season.
Yep.
But I think we're going to come on around the winter meetings, and we'll get a little bit more into this free agency, because we could go over this list, but let's keep it real. I mean, no one's really doing anything just yet. I mean, it's pretty much qualifying.
So it just ended a week ago, Joe.
Yeah. So before we wrap up here, what were some of your biggest takeaways from this year, or best moments? Was there anything?
There's a lot of them. Wow, that's crazy. The Orioles. I gotta go with the Orioles.
Orioles, great story.
Orioles winning the AL East. Yeah, I think that was a huge thing for them this year. Nobody picked them to win that. With the Yankees and Red Sox and teams in there, that division, Blue Jays. I think the Orioles were the big. They were the big jump this year to me. That was I think so.
Yeah, you know what? I think all right. So I'll just try. I'll be a little different. Because I was going to think the Orioles too. I was going to say, young talent. And it showed in the playoffs. Like, for example, Corbin Carroll.
I was just thinking him. I really was.
And on the Orioles, Gunnar Henderson. I mean,
what a year.
As part of this show, every week we would do updates on the top rookies and the young stars of this game. And, I feel like they were loaded with Baltimore Orioles, Cincinnati Reds, and of course, Corbin Carroll from Arizona. And I'll tell you another one, the postseason, what's his face? Two very good young players showed out in the postseason. You got Carter of Texas Rangers.
Right.
Really showed out. And Marte of Arizona. Marte's become a household name throughout Major League Baseball. I mean, people are really going to know him, and So
I think the catcher for the Mets had a good year too. Honestly.
Oh yeah, he hits for some power. Yeah,
he had a very good season this year, and there's a lot of them. I mean, of course, Adam Cole from the Yankees had a great year. Yeah. So I mean, there was a lot if you think about it. I mean, in baseball, there was a lot of things that we didn't expect this year. A lot of surprises, I thought.
Yes, and then of course my favorite part of the show was getting ready to shitting on the AL Central all year.
The Minnesota Twins. That's your favorite division, Joe.
You know what though? Hey, for as much as I shit on them though, the Twins did win around in the playoffs. So hey,
they did win around, and they did. They had a good season. For the Central, they did. They
got the last laugh. They took out the Toronto Blue Jays in the first round. You know what I mean?
It's true. Yep, that's true.
So, but anyway, hey, we're gonna get ready to wrap up. Like I said, we'll be back with winter meetings time. Talk a little bit about free agency. Dave, it's been a really fun year, man. I enjoyed doing the show with you.
Joe, I had a blast, man. It was so much fun this year. We had some good times. It was fun.
We did, and hopefully for our fandom that next year we're celebrating a Philadelphia Phillies World Series. But
we were so close, Joe. We were so close.
We were so close, but everybody out there, have a great off season. Best of luck to your teams. Except for the
Marlins,
Braves, Florida Marlins, Washington Nationals. And why am I drawing a blank? And New York Mets, of course. New York
Mets, the Mets team in New York.
Yeah, no offense, but screw y'all. No, I'm just kidding. So, all right, well, listen, it's been real. We'll see you guys winter meetings, and all right, Dave, I'll wrap to you.
Joe, it's been a blast. I had a great time, and I can't wait for winter meetings, and we can get started for next season. It's gonna be fun.
All right, see y'all.
All right, take care, everybody.